What is up, guys? MyGM here, and today I am bringing you guys episode 3 of my NBA 2K16 and Fantasy Draft MyGM mode featuring the Chicago Bulls. Now in today's episode we are going up against the Indiana Pacers led by the one and only John Wall. Now this is kind of an ironic game. It's going to be real interesting because if you guys have been following this channel for quite a long time now, it was actually last year's Fantasy Draft franchise. I did actually mention this in the Fantasy Draft episode. In last year's Fantasy Draft MyGM, I also had John Wall, so now it's kind of new school versus old school for me. Now if you look closely at each lineup, it's going to be a very challenging game. Now we also looked at the player stats, and they have a pretty nice team led by John Wall and Greg Monroe, so it's going to be real interesting to see how we can team up against them. I think we can do a pretty good job because they kind of set up their team similar to how we set up ours. They got a nice point guard and they got a nice big man, and we did the same exact thing. This, just for us personally, we got Kyrie Irving and DeAndre Jordan, who actually get their name in the books pretty early on, is right there. Both of them are going to get buckets to start the game. Now, early on, John Wall was an absolute beast. He scored 8 of the team's first 10 points for Indiana. And you see right here, I take a pretty bad shot. I wait till the shot clock winded down, so I wasn't able to get a good actual look up there right there. But they're actually going to pass it back to John Wall. And just look, how do I play defense on this? He was just shooting in our guys' faces, and he was just knocking everything home. So there really wasn't any defensive strategy that I could have done to calm down or kind of cool down John Wall's stroke that first quarter or so. But luckily, following that first quarter, he did cool down a little bit. I mean, there's no way to actually stay on pace for 8 points every minute, so he did actually cool down. And if there's one person who didn't cool down, there's actually a person who heated up. That was Kyrie Irving. So Kyrie was very, very vital in this game. You see, you're going to see a lot of clips of him. It's right here. Jose Calderon knocked him a 3. And this game was really cool for me because it really did feel like a Kyrie Irving versus John Wall. Now, I know I don't post full games, but for those of you, for me personally, because of course I played the whole game, I noticed the whole game was Kyrie Irving. He was playing tight defense on John Wall. They were trying to strip each other of the ball, and it was really, really like fun to play because it was like it really did feel like a one-on-one matchup between Kyrie and John Wall, and whoever won the matchup felt like it was going to be the team who won the game. So it was really cool playing this game specifically just because of those two players, and I really hope to play more games like this in the future against guys like Russell Westbrook, Stephen Curry, guys like that. Some more great point guards, some more tests, especially for Kyrie Irving. Now, I know some of you guys are probably curious as to what my record is right now because I did not show the actual stats. Right here, J.R. Smith knocks down the buzzer-beating 3. But right now, we're actually playing the 10th game of the season. Right here, we're standing at 5-4 as our record, and that is tied with like 4 other teams in the Eastern Conference for like the 5, 6, 7, and 8th playoff spot. So we're like tied in the second half of the playoff push in the Eastern Conference. So if we can win this game, we can probably kind of break that tie and seal a top 4, top 5 seed in the East at this point in the season. Now, of course, there's 72 games to go, so following this game, there's a lot more to be discussed. There's a lot more consistency and things we need to actually figure out. And my biggest concern primarily right now is that we may not be able to make the playoffs, and that's really scary for me because it'd be kind of lame, really, if we can't make the playoffs the first year. We'll have to make some more moves, but it's a valid possibility. Now, we drafted pretty young. We didn't draft the most talented team, so it is possible that we don't make the playoffs this first year, which would mean that we have to make some more moves in the offseason. Now, my idea is I'm going to be playing like once in every 10 games or so, which will put me on pace to play about 8 games this season, and then I'll probably play. I haven't decided just yet, and hopefully you guys can help me with my decision. I don't know quite yet if I'm going to be playing every single playoff game or only elimination games. I haven't come to a complete decision about that. Last year's series, I did every single game, but I feel like I might be more inclined to just do elimination games at this point. But I'd like to hear your guys' opinion on that, and just whatever you guys think will be better. But right here, John Wall's going to hit this little fadeaway. Now, I don't know what John Wall has been doing to actually get such a nice shooting stroke, but he was actually shooting pretty nice out here this game. You see right now he's kind of just running around, gonna find Miles Turner under the basket, who's gonna knock home that quick little point. So Miles Turner is one of the only, or actually the only player on this team who remained a pacer through the fantasy draft, as all these guys are new players. So realistically, the Pacers got a pretty nice team. I think they had the pick immediately after ours in the draft, and like I said, they drafted very similar to us, and I thought it was really interesting playing this team because it was almost like we were playing ourselves. It was just who could play their style of ball better, and that's why it was so close. I mean, you can see right here, very much a back and forth battle. You see right here, we're only up by 3, or we're actually down by 3 with 3 seconds left. We're gonna pass it over to J.R. Smith, who's gonna knock home not a buzzer beater this time, but another last second shot to put us at another tie at the end of the third quarter. So Going into the fourth quarter, we're gonna have. I mean, it's just this game is coming down to this quarter. It was tied going into it, so whoever plays better in this fourth quarter is gonna win the game. Now we're of course gonna run our starters this whole entire fourth quarter. We gotta make sure that our starters get involved because they're gonna be the ones who win us the game if we do happen to do so. As right here, Kyrie Irving's gonna take this one in the paint. Nobody switched to help him out under the basket, so that was an easy layup for Kyrie. Now Kyrie's got some pretty nice athleticism. Now, of course, not on par with John Wall's, but he's still a very athletic player. And he's got great acceleration burst. So when we can get these nice little pick and rolls, he does a great job getting to the basket before the help defense can arrive. And right here, that may be the shot that saved the game for us. As right here, right there, we were down by 4. And Kyrie Irving hits a crazy post shimmy shot, or whatever you want to call it, and he somehow made it. And right there, he's gonna knock him another 3. And if that's not good enough, we're gonna get a steal there with Tony Allen, pass it down to Kyrie, and get a quick little layup there. Now, Tony Allen hasn't been inserted into the starting lineup just yet, but I think it's something I want to do, because Tony Allen shuts down every single person I put him on. He's probably the most dominant defensive player I've ever used in a 2K game, and I definitely want to continue to use him, especially against big name guards. For example, in this game we had John Wall, but for the future, like I said, Russell Westbrook, Kyrie, or not Kyrie, he's on our team. Russell Westbrook, Stephen Curry, James Harden, some guys like that. I would definitely like to have Tony Allen guarding them because it probably make the game a lot easier for us. So we're going to continue to move on here. We were able to knock home that big shot to put us up by 4, and from there it became kind of just a free throw game. And having a great free throw shooter like Kyrie, we were able to put the game in the books, and we're going to walk out here with a win. We're going to actually walk out here with a 6-4 record now. Good enough for probably a top 5 seed in the East. So we're going to continue to work hard, continue to just try to make a playoff spot. Now I don't need a top seed in the East to actually be successful. As long as we make a playoff spot, I'll be content with that. So right here, I'm going to show you guys the final stats. If you guys enjoyed, please click like button below. Make sure to comment your opinion of this series and why I do make more interesting in the comment section below. And make sure to subscribe if you have not already. Stay tuned to this series and other series that I got on my channel. Thank you guys so much for the support through the first 2 episodes, and I can't wait to see where this series takes us. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.